If you've watched our videos on the humanitarian crisis in Myanmar, you'll know that Buddhist violence against the Rohingya Muslim minority is a serious problem. Buddhist violence contradicts most people's perceptions of the religion as built on non-violence and pacifism. But with these and other instances of Buddhist aggression, we wanted to know, can Buddhism be violent? One of Buddha's 5 precepts teaches not to kill or hurt another living being, and historically Buddhists have refused to take part in violent conflicts. Despite this, in countries like Japan, Tibet, and Myanmar, followers of Buddhism have engaged in sectarian violence and oppression. In Japan in the mid-1990s, a doomsday offshoot of Buddhism called Aum Shinrikyo was responsible for a deadly chemical weapons attack on the general public. Members of the cult released nerve gas into crowded commuter trains, killing a dozen and injuring hundreds. In feudal Japan, there were also warrior Buddhist monks called the Sohei, whose teachings included the mercy of Buddha should be recompensed even by pounding flesh to pieces. During Tibet's 2008 political unrest against Chinese rule, local reports alleged that 800 Buddhist monks rioted in the streets for independence, killing several civilians. The Chinese government claimed that the Tibetan Buddhist spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama, incited the violence and that thousands of pounds of explosives were hidden in Buddhist temples. However, the validity of these claims has been disputed. The ongoing crisis in Myanmar can be attributed to a long-standing history of minority repression. But most recently, in 2013, a Buddhist monk who's been called the Burmese Bin Laden became the well-known spokesperson for the anti-Muslim 969 movement. The group takes its name from the numbered virtues of the Buddha. While supporters claim the movement preaches peace, the 969 movement has widely been labeled Islamophobic. In recent years, waves of violence against minorities have been led by supporters of the 969. The UN estimates that 100,000 people, most of whom are Rohingya Muslims, remain displaced near the Myanmar coastline. Most Buddhists throughout the world abhor violence. The Dalai Lama has said that he hopes the radical Buddhist monks in Myanmar will, quote, think of the face of Buddha who had been a protector of Muslims. Some have blamed the spike in violence on a minority outcropping within the Buddhist population. But the rise in extremism just goes to show that sectarian, racial, and political differences have the power to trump even one of the world's most peaceful religions. If you'd like to learn more about the Rohingya people, who have been called the most persecuted people in the world, take a look at our full video explainer here. And I hope you'll check out the latest video of my new show, Rituals, where we meet a woman who has conquered the 7 deadliest swims in the world. Thanks for watching.